When you have lots of different parts of the brain that are communicating with each other to solve a certain task, then it's called a brain network. And you find that creativity draws on multiple interacting brain networks. In particular, it draws on 3 brain networks that seem to be absolutely essential to creativity across whatever field it is, whether or not it's science or it's art. One of those brain networks that's important is what's called the executive attention network. And the executive attention network allows you to integrate lots of information in your head at one time, hold stuff in your working memory, maintain strategies that you're currently working on at one time so you don't forget what your strategy is or forget what you already did and then redo it. The executive attention network is also helpful for inhibiting obvious responses or the first things that come to your mind. And so creativity is important to access remote associations. So the executive attention network is going to be helpful to inhibit the most immediate obvious things that come to mind. People who are very good improv artists, for instance, the first thing that comes to their mind is usually not the most creative, so they tend to wait for the second or third thing, and that's one of the improv activities. So the second major brain network that's important is the default mode network, but I like to call it the imagination network because it's very active, it's highly active every time we turn our focus of attention inward. And we focus on our daydreams, we focus on our future goals, on when we're ever trying to take the perspective of someone else. So it's very important for having compassion for someone else because it allows us to imagine what someone else is thinking or feeling. And so that's the imagination brain network. And then the third major brain network that's important for creativity that I think is a very underrated brain network, it's called the salience brain network. And that's associated with what is most salient in our environment, what is most interesting to us. Before we think through consciously about a creative activity, and even before we activate our imagination, there's a process before both of that where we have a subconscious process where the salient brain network tags things as interesting or not interesting in our environment. And it either feeds it to our imagination network or to our executive attention network to pay attention to. Creativity involves the interaction of all 3. It's when we're captivated by the moment, we're mindful, but we're also imaginative, and we're also motivated and passionate to engage in the creative activity.